I was going to say, should I take my coat off?
No, leave your coat on, it's fine. Unless you get hot. Hi guys, welcome back to the next episode of Don't Fear the Weight podcast with me, your TinyTitan host, who apparently is like desperate for a haircut. I am looking like a mushroom, but it is one of those things at the moment. We are still in COVID-19 lockdown number 743, I think it is. Something like that. Yeah. But very thankfully, I have been joined by two fantabulous guests who I've known for a while now in two separate gym places as well. So I'm very excited to join on Mike and Leica Gelsei. Hello. How are you?
Hello, love. How are you?
Yeah, I am good. We're actually in the gym at the moment.
Yes.
Lisa's painting everything to within an inch of its life.
Just for change.
Just trying to get stuff done as much as we can before we're actually allowed to reopen, whenever that's going to be.
Yeah, fingers crossed it'll be a bit sooner. Now, you're in Wales, so actually you're not allowed to open on the 12th, are you not?
No, it's looking like, obviously, I don't know if this is 100%, but it's looking like the 26th of April for us.
Really?
Yeah. And that is fingers crossed. That's not definitely, that's fingers crossed.
It's so annoying.
It is, but as I said, the thing is, with the only way that we can look at it is the fact we're happy, we're healthy, everything's okay. We're just barely getting by, but even again, that's all right. But we're just constantly trying to keep active, trying to keep positive, and just keep, just doing the little things that hopefully then when people do come back, one, they'll see a big difference, and two, the whole experience will be better. So, we'll take positives. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. There's no point in being negative either at the end of the day, is there? And bottom line is we can't do anything about it. So why should we just kind of carry on being negative Nelly at the end of the day? Put your positive pants on. That's what I always say.
Yeah. The thing is, we have been through worse, so this shit is all right. So
I know, right? I know you've been through worse. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and what the worst thing was, because I remember it very vividly and it was very upsetting.
Well, obviously, as you say, for you that knows us, but for anybody that doesn't, obviously, I'm Leica Gelsei. That's the other half of the dynamic duo. We met through karate. We were fighting for the Welsh team, and it just went from there. Both of us started, well, me especially, I started using weight-bearing exercise to improve my karate sport. Okay. But what I found is, obviously, with karate, we trained, and we were both very good at it. But you could go into a tournament not expecting to go into the tournament on Friday, go into a Sunday and win. And I'm not taking that back at all, but it was just, I wouldn't say that the passion was dead, but there just wasn't that spark. Whereas, of course, then when we started using weight-bearing exercise to improve karate, every time you go into the gym, there was an opportunity for improvement, whatever it was. And what I think the trigger that really did it for me was, by this point, I'd been doing karate for 15 years before I stepped into a gym to enhance it. And within 15 years, nobody knew. But within 6 weeks of using weight-bearing exercises, people were saying, what sport do you do? And why, what do you mean? So it was like, oh, if I can do that in 6 weeks, what would happen in 6 months? What would happen in 6 years? And before you knew it, every time you'd come in, there would always be that thirst for improvement, whereas karate, we were both good. We were, as I say, we were both fighting for the Welsh team, but it was literally, you could go into a tournament on Sunday and win, and it just wasn't that, oh, that's another one, trophy in the back of the cupboard, and it just wasn't that the passion, the love, but it just took over. And that's how we met, and this is where we went from, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's kind of sort of evolved to, we both competed in bodybuilding from there. Then we got into judging and running shows, and sort of through that we've traveled not all over the UK but all over the world, and we've had some really good experiences through it all, so which I don't think we would have had through anything else.
No, certainly not to that level, I don't think.
No. And then obviously then that evolved into owning gyms, and then sort of obviously where currently this is being filmed in our current gym. We've been here for like a year and a half, or just under 2 years. where the previous place was 4.5 years, but it was May bank holiday 2019. We had a huge fire. Funny enough, we were just looking at pictures last night and lost everything. So this premises, we found it. It's kind of ideal, but it needed a hell of a lot of work doing to it. When we looked at the pictures last night, we were like, we must have been crazy. Yeah. I mean, it was just, the building was just, it's a great building, but it was just a mess.
Yeah, that's never so polite. It was a shithole. Oh my God, it was a shithole. You know, and the thing is, Mike came in first to look at the place, and I came in because I was, once after the fire, I literally, because I had so many clients, I had to go straight back into a gym, you know. Sure. So I went to a local gym, paid to rent the space and PT out of there. And so, of course, Mike was left with the major job of trying to find a premises and try and rebuild our business. So I came in a little while later, and it was like, oh, right, okay. Imagination, use your imagination. But it was.
But I mean, I looked at so many different places, and it's like a house. So you can go, and like there was places we could have almost moved into straight away. They were new, they were nice, but nothing kind of floated our boat until, you know, as soon as we walked into here, yes, it was a mess to say the least. But it was like, oh, straight away, oh, we can do this here, we can do that, we can do the other. And, you know, so it was kind of, and the bonus is it takes us about 5 minutes to walk here.
Oh, wow. So that's even better for you then.
Yes.
Oh, it's taken at least an hour and a half of our day that we're not traveling back and forth, you know. Right. So, I mean, and that alone, you know, just things like if you have an hour lunchtime, you literally can walk home and back and be done in less than 20 minutes.
Amazing.
So I mean, that has really changed, you know, it has been a game changer, because of course the thing is then it'll break up our working day, and you know, so I mean it's great, it's working really, really well. But as soon as we get people in here, it'll work even better.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? Honestly, come on, COVID. I think it's about time that you piss off right now.
Not funny anymore.
No, exactly. You're not welcome anymore. Outstayed the welcome. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Right. Okay. So, one of the major reasons why I brought you on here is because of your old school methodologies, should we say? I mean, I'm not going to really call it old school. I'm just going to call it the fact that you can create some kick-ass monster bodybuilders. And it's always, and I'm just going to basically put it out there that you do, because I follow and absolutely love one of your female physique athletes, as you probably know who I am talking about, because I am a little fangirl from that particular page. And it was all about the fact about, we were having a little chat off air, and we were talking about training kind of evolving, and are we actually losing ourselves in new methods, new science, new this, the minutiae, and not actually focusing on bodybuilding. So this is why we wanted to have a bit of a back and forth with you. How is it that you can create a monster and keep them in the mindset without passing over into the minutiae of science?
It's a really, really good, not just a good question, but you know, I mean, obviously we talk a lot. I mean, we do talk a lot. Sometimes we actually talk something worth listening to. Not very often, but sometimes. But I think bodybuilding, regardless of what level you want to achieve, it should be your main aim is longevity.
Yeah. That
is the main aim, right? And if you can produce the physique that you want to produce at whatever level you want to produce it, whether it to be a female, a male, a competitor, a non-competitor, a super heavyweight bodybuilder, a bikini athlete, it must be about keeping yourself in this sport for as long as humanly possible. Yeah. And the only way you can do that is to train smart. Right? That's the key, right? Now, as you say, the thing is methods. Now, there is no method. The method only works on the individual at that time.
Okay.
So sometimes that person could require a heavy weight and low amount of reps. But then on the other hand, there can be another day that person on that day needs a lighter weight and a higher amount of reps.
Okay.
But my job is to make sure we produce the physiques that we want that'll last forever. I like my athletes, I like my clients to have all the bits on the bodies that they came in with and leave at the same place. Right?
Yeah, I think the problem is maybe, from what people see on social media, and you see all these 6, 10, 12-week transformations. Nothing wrong with that at all. But when you're looking at building a physique, it takes time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Time. So the way I describe it is, imagine somebody put on 10 pounds of muscle in a year.
God.
Whether they're male or female, that's a lot of muscle.
Hell of a lot.
Yeah, but if you break that down, I know your body doesn't gain it like that, but if you break down that 10 pounds of muscle into a daily amount over the course of a year, it's less than ounces a day you're actually gaining. So it's a slow, long process, but everybody's so impatient these days.
It is, but then it doesn't have to be.
No.
In as far as sometimes just changing your idea of training, whether it be, as you say, your mindset, your connection to the muscle, working the muscle rather than just work and moving the weight.
Yeah.
Your physique will change quite quickly, right? Now, and again, it is horses for courses, depending on what the athlete wants, whether it even be to improve their sport. So we did a podcast on Sunday.
Yes.
And with a cyclist, a high-level cyclist, very, very good, brilliant coach. But we worked closely with him and the Chinese cycle team. And they came over from China. Wow, what incredible athletes. What incredible athletes. No matter, they were, then the way I describe them, they were like, when we were kids, you used to have a punch ball on a spring. And no matter how hard you hit it, it'd come back up. They were like that. No matter what you threw at them, poof, they came back. Absolutely incredible athletes. But we all learned so much from adding strength and conditioning into their sport and how it helped them achieve in their sport, So that's why, as I said, there is no hard, fast rules with methodology, right? None of it works. All of it works.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? But of course, it's making sure that you put the right methods to the right person for the right results.
And I think personality and likes and dislikes has a big bearing on that. So if you've got somebody who's going into the gym and they've got a program written out and they look at that and think, no matter what it is, and they look at that and think, I just don't want, they're negative to it if they don't want to do it. So on paper, it could be, and I went back to university as a mature student and did a sports science degree.
Cool.
So I've been around all that science, etc. And actually, you can probably find any science you want to back up any kind of training methodology. It's probably out there somewhere. But I think over and above that, if you've got somebody who's really into a particular style of training, whether it's, no matter what it is, and on paper it doesn't look that great, but if they love it, well, they're going to put the effort in.
Sure.
And ultimately, if you put that effort in over a long period of time, like we said, you're going to get results, And
it's surprising how many people that come in and they decide they want to be a competitor, and the ideals of being a competitor sounds really, really attractive. The work that goes into being a competitor still sounds okay, but until you are absolutely 100% ready, nothing works.
Yeah.
When you are mentally set that this is my time and I will achieve, you will achieve.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. But there's something very similar to what we say about having two people in the gym. And you can have the one boy that hasn't got an absolute fucking clue what he's doing, but God, he gives it his heart and soul.
Yeah.
He's just literally giving everything he got. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he's giving it everything.
Yeah.
And then you can have the other chap that is there with his book, puts it down, writes it, does a set, picks it back up, writes it, does it set. Oh my God, I did one less than last week. But if you can just get that amalgamation of the two together, that one actually, he's giving it his heart and soul, but he knows what he's doing, that's the winner. You know, and as you say, it's just finding that happy place, really.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll use a variety of different training techniques, styles, whatever you want to call it. Because if you look at some physiques who they just train one way, you get one kind of look.
Yes. Yeah.
So surely, don't you want a rounded approach? So, you know, you get the best of all worlds, really.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's the way we look at it, yeah.
And of course, the thing is, being judges and things like that, you'd be surprised how much and how often both of us, but I'll look at a physique and look at it as a judge.
Yeah.
When I look at them as a judge, I can see their imperfections. I can see where we need to balance. You can see that maybe they're quite comfortable in doing a squatting movement, but clearly not that comfortable in doing that squatting movement for bodybuilding.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you can have 4 people doing a bench press all in a line, or you can have 4 people all doing a squat in a line. But for the results of the sport they're doing, they should be doing it slightly differently.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Because obviously, as you would know, there's no way that a powerlifter would bench press the same as a bodybuilder.
No.
Because obviously there would be a no lift if they pressed like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So it is, and that's the thing. So having the experience of working with different sports, people with different abilities, you know, you learn to manipulate the movement to suit their abilities for the results they want. Because I mean, it was probably a little while ago now, but I used to coach the paraplegic powerlifters, the national team. And when you've had athletes that are not as fortunate to have all the limbs or just the different abilities and disabilities, you can see how the body works.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I would probably say my bit of advice to most people, and I do say it often, is when you go into a weight bearing exercise, learn what the muscle does.
Yeah.
When you know what the muscle does, you can make it grow.
Absolutely.
You know, and it does make a difference.
And over and above that, yeah, it is kind of the people who work the hardest will get the best results. But it's not just going in and blindly just, oh, let's just go in and work hard. It's not quite as simple as that. You know, I mean, anybody, you know, we could make every person we train crawl out of here, be sick, but that's not really achieving much. You know, yeah, okay, it does happen.
It is loads of fun.
Yeah. It is, you know, but that's not kind of the objective. It does happen.
Yeah.
But it's still marrying that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, with what we do most of the time, which is bodybuilding, as long as they're hitting the muscle they need to be hitting with that particular exercise, well, that's it.
Yeah.
There is nothing else, you know. So, yeah, as Lisa said with the example of a bench press, to somebody who doesn't know much about training, you could have those 3 or 4 people all in line doing a bench press. And to somebody who doesn't know that, it looks like they're all doing the same thing. But sometimes you can't see what they're actually doing that's different.
Yeah.
So, and it's basically getting people to understand that and then put it into practice.
And but the thing is, though, as you say, at the moment, because some of the methods are misguided, I think is the right word.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a gym is open to everybody.
Yes.
Fortunately, it's open to everybody. And as I always say, a dumbbell never ever knows who picks it up. It can be picked up by the bin man, or it can be picked up by the millionaire. It doesn't know. This is the best activity for inclusion. It's just everybody's welcome. But the downside is anybody can come into the gym, look around a gym, whether they're good habits or bad habits, and think that's how you do it.
Yeah.
And so, because of course, and I've worked with clients and they've said, I've never felt my chest like that. I've been coming for 20 years and what have I been doing then? Well, who taught you how to do chest? Well, nobody. Well, there's your answer.
Yeah.
Sure. I wouldn't dare pick up a wire and a screwdriver and go to plug with it. No, you're all right. I have no idea what that shit is about. I'll leave that to somebody who does. But you can walk in the gym, pick up a dumbbell, and you're a professional. You know exactly what it is. And it's great because it's open to everybody, but it's absolutely bloody awful because people just go in and go, well, that's what he does. No. Don't look at what he does. Look at how he does it. If you ever see a person with a particularly good body part, watch them, analyze them. But don't watch what they're doing, watch how they're doing it.
Yeah, because sometimes they won't even know themselves.
Yeah, they just have that beautiful kind of natural movement that works.
Exactly. So the guy with a big chest who benches all the time, and then everybody else starts copying, and it's like, then, well, they'll get injured.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my shoulders and my triceps are growing, but not my chest.
Yeah.
It's, you know, like I said, it's how he does it without maybe even realizing, rather than what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. I think it also comes down to maybe genetics as well. So some guy with a big chest, he might be genetically predisposed to grow a big chest just by looking at the barbell, you know, as opposed to somebody else who can't quite manipulate the fibers. Oh, Lisa's saying like, no, I don't believe in that. Go on.
Right, now, see, this is, yeah, okay. Yeah. But as I always say, genetics doesn't go to one body part. It flows to the entire body. Yeah. So if you're making that chest work, what are you doing wrong to not make your back work? What are you not engaging then in those calves? But your quads and hamstrings are huge. But oh my God, they're really, really, I'm not genetically gifted. Babe, genetics don't stop your fucking knees, mate.
Yeah. They
go down to your feet. Yeah. And that's the thing. So as you say, yes, but if you're genetically gifted to grow this, I guarantee we can make the other grow as well.
Right, okay.
Sometimes, the majority of the times, we have love and hate. Yeah? Oh, yeah. I love training chest. Fucking love it. Oh, back, I can pay back. So straight away, you've already created an unbalanced relationship in your own body.
Yeah.
Even when you're doing a bicep curl, oh yeah, connect to the right side. What about the left side? Oh shit, that is. Oh, so straight away, we've created this unbalance.
And that's going back to what I just said earlier about liking and disliking not only methods of training, but you say body parts as well.
Yeah, for sure.
We all do it. We all do it. You know, and when we can see something working, we can connect to it so easily. But if we can't see it working,
So again, you know, looking at varieties of different training methods, but also exercises themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, like say an example of squats is a great exercise. But, and there's some people that might want to come to you to actually improve their squat, which can be done. But then sometimes, I'm sure you must have seen this, that somebody will perform a squat, let's just say, and you just know it's not the movement for them.
For sure.
And it's like, whatever you do, just don't squat again.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I remember, I was a few years ago when Leisure, I don't know if you ever remember Leisure Industry Week. So you've got Body Power that was, it was for more, whereas Body Power and Expos are more for the end user, that Leisure Industry Week was for people within the industry.
Yeah.
And we were doing some talks there one time, and next to us was a panel. It was about half a dozen top personal trainers, and they were taking questions and answers. And yeah, I kind of agreed, but I just had a little bit of a listen between what we were doing. And somebody said about squatting, and the guy was saying, well, yeah, you know, I might spend 6 weeks with somebody working on their mobility and doing this and doing that to improve their squat, which is great, nothing wrong with that, but it depends what they want. You know, if somebody says, I just want to get bigger or better legs, why waste that 6 weeks when you could be working towards that? You know, you say it just depends on what the person wants. And I don't think there aren't many particularly good or bad exercises. Yeah, I've got to be careful when I say that, but you know, traditional kind of exercises.
Yes, but going back to, as we were saying before, any exercise is absolutely the best. Any exercise is the worst. Yeah. It's about what and how you can connect to it. So as you say, that guy that wants to improve his squatting, but still going in there, I don't feel, well, get away from the squat, get onto the leg extension, get onto the leg press. But of course, for me now, talking as a bodybuilding judge and a coach and everything else, in all my years of judging, all my years, like I said, I've judged nationally, internationally, worlds, Arnold's, amateur Olympias, Europeans. I have never, ever, ever gone up to anybody and asked them how much they can squat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never asked them what they can leg press. Funny enough, I've never asked them how much cardio they do, how much they can bench press. So if you're going into the aesthetics of bodybuilding, when you're walking around the streets with your trophies on, you know, your full chest, your nice thick leg and everything else, nobody gives a shit how we got there.
Yeah.
It's just the fact it's there. When I'm judging, I don't care how it's got there. I don't care if your quad is developed on a leg extension, on a leg press, on a squat bar. It's about what you look like on the stage at that time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And bodybuilding, it's a very aesthetic sport. It's all about how you look.
Definitely. You know? I was having this conversation with somebody else, you know, a little while ago now, and it was about somebody who did compete, but then had this really, really bad relationship with competitions ever again, because it's like they said, you know, well, I didn't place. And it's like, okay, but, you know, you're comparing yourself to other people on the stage. You just weren't good enough on the day compared to those people. But I've gone through a lot in my life, and I've had to lose this amount of weight, and I've had to go through this, and I've had to go through that. And I said, quite honestly, love, the judges don't give a shit.
No.
And it's not even we don't care. I don't have the chance to find out.
Yeah.
As I always say, it's not the X factor.
Yeah.
I don't know your backstory, love. All I got is on you on that stage for a mere moment.
Yeah.
And this is the worst part about it, in as far as all that work, all that time, all that effort, the tears, the sweat, the missing out on family occasions and all these things are over and done with in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
All that work, the years that you've put into training, the months you've put into getting the diet right, your posing, the money you've put into your costumes, your trunks, your makeup, your hair, your tan, next.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that's all we got.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I mean, I've been, it was 2 world championships where if you got more than 15 competitors, I mean, I think in both of them, there was like over 30 odd competitors in the world championships. And you do an elimination round to get it down to the top 15.
Yeah.
So you do all that work, you're on stage, you're called in groups of 5, you do 4 poses, and they just scrap your names off. And I knew full well that you're up against it. I went into that with my eyes open because it's only natural. You've got a panel of, big panel of judges from all over the world. Naturally, in things like that, you're going to get some who will just go for their own countries.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course.
Right or wrong, it is what it is. So you see, I did all that work for those shows. You're waiting backstage, and I remember like 167, no, and that's it. You're done.
Oh, right, okay then.
Moving on.
But it was the same for the other 15 guys who didn't make it as well. When people say, "Oh, you should have made the cut," but it is what it is.
And it is, unfortunately, when you are judging, it is that quick.
Yeah.
Because especially judging Europeans and worlds, you are against the clock.
Yeah.
the biggest class I ever had was the men's physique that Ryan Terry actually won his pro card. There was 57 competitors in that one class.
Dear God.
One class. Next. And that's how quick you've got to be. You've literally got to be on the ball. So, but whenever I do anything as far as talking to clients who are going to compete, I do judges seminars, I do judges meetings, I do everything. I try to make sure the competitors are aware of that. And it's not because of how little they're thought of. It's a lot of the time is if you're not at that venue by 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. as booked, you just start getting charged by the penny, by the minute, by the hour. So we have to literally, there's times when judging body power and things like that at the British finals, and you have 12 minutes per class.
Oof, that's not a long time.
Not a lot of time.
No.
So for competitors who do get to a British finals or whatever, they have to shine.
Yeah.
But again, I don't care if they're shining because they've done a leg press, or I don't care if they're shining because they've done a squat. As long as they're shining, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah, and the thing is as we said, it's not the X factor. So, and surely if you're a true competitor, you don't want to win because you've got the best sob story.
Yeah. You
should want to win because you've got the best physique.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, would you really want to be given a gift? And, again, a European Championships that I did, I was competing in the light heavies. Lisa was judging the show. She said to the head judge, Pavel from Poland, my husband's in the next category. Perhaps I shouldn't judge it. He said, no, you're a good judge. You will judge where I put you. And he put it in my class. And afterwards, it's over 2 days. So we did the pre-judging on the first day, the finals on the next day.
Yeah.
So Lisa said afterwards, I placed you fourth. And fourth is where I ended up. So, she was spot on. And it wasn't, so there was no biasness at all. And again, I wouldn't want Lisa to place me first just because she's my wife. I want to be placed where I deserve to be placed.
Yeah, and that's the thing I've always gone on with, is the fact that you will be placed where you deserve. And I'll always offer feedback.
Brilliant.
Always offer feedback. Because it gives you the opportunity to see where you go on, where you go forward. And, and I mean, the thing is, competing in bodybuilding is very much a Marmite thing. You either love it or you hate it.
Oh my God, isn't that the truth? Yeah.
It's just that first step onto stage thinking, what am I doing with my life? Oh, actually, I quite like this. Oh, please, get me off.
Yeah.
But of course, the thing is, when we're judging, the 5 basic things, and I tell this to everybody: symmetry, balance, proportions, conditions applicable to the class, and overall stage presence.
Yeah. Get
those 5 right and you'll do well. Symmetry, going right the way back round to training.
Yeah.
So if you're the guy who loves chest and gets that big chest out and everything, but I'm not that keen on my back, symmetry straight away is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's done. So going back to the first and the original questions and the methods of training. The methods of training is all about the results you want to step on stage. And as I said, I wouldn't expect my powerlifters to be doing my bodybuilders workouts.
Oh, thank God you've said that. Do you know, it pisses me off when people do that. And they're like, oh, well, he does that. Yeah, he's a powerlifter. You don't need to do 1 rep maxes because you're a bodybuilder. You need to think about that.
Well, to be honest, there's I won't mention any names, but we've just seen somebody who's torn a muscle like really badly.
Oh, with Larry Wheels?
Yes.
Yeah. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it because it's basically all over the place. It's,
yeah.
I mean, tear it straight off the bone.
Oh, yeah. Did you actually see the video?
Yeah.
Of it happening? Yeah.
And
I mean,
I'm not funny, I'm a surgical nurse. I'm an orthopedic nurse. I've seen muscles rip off the bone, but even that made me kind of go, oh my God.
Yeah.
But he had no right in touching that weight.
No.
But for a young boy like that, career done.
It's different. Like, I appreciate it. If you're a power lifter or a strong man, etc., there are times when you're going to have to take that risk.
Of course, yeah.
But as a bodybuilder, why, if you're going to take that risk, well, you need your ass kicked.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, when you go up for like 1 rep maxes as a powerlifter or a strongman, you have not just entered into the gym and gone, oh, it's all right, I'm just going to put another 2 plates on and see if I can press it.
Exactly.
You had a good protocol in terms of peaking for that particular max.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, but also, I mean, yeah, we talk about form and it's important in bodybuilding, but it's important for powerlifting and everything, you know, because if the best guys, powerlifters who squat 1,000 pounds, if they get that wrong, you're gonna get seriously hurt. So it's not just a case of getting under a weight and ripping it up, is it? It's, you know, it's just...
I'm not disagreeing at all, but it doesn't matter. You don't even go up and pick a 2.5 kilo, but you don't even go over and pick your shopping off the floor like picking half-assed. You pick your shopping up properly. You'll put anything on the shelf properly. You do everything properly. You know, if you want to see how to squat, you go and see a toddler.
Yeah.
You go and watch a toddler pick something up. That kid knows how to do it because he doesn't know how to do it to do it wrong.
Yeah.
As we grow up and we get, all right, I'll rephrase that, grow up. Perhaps that's not quite the word. As we get older, we get lazier.
Yeah.
And everything's got a shorter way of doing it. We can do this with less energy. We can, no. Go back, start again, understand what the body does. Longevity, as I say, we're both past 21-ish.
Yeah.
And luckily enough, neither of us have torn anything off anywhere. You know, everything is still in working order. All right, cells are slowing up a bit. But on the whole, for what we've done over the years, and we have trained 1 rep max. I'm not saying we haven't. We have trained 500 reps per set. We have trained time and attention. Bands, chains. I don't think there's a single thing or a single method, new or old, that we haven't done over the last lifetime.
Yeah.
But we've done it with mindfulness. We've done it with knowledge. We've done it for the thirst of improving the physique rather than just, we're lucky because social media is so late in our time that we can offer all those experiences, but correctly.
Yeah, definitely.
We're not doing this for Facebook friends. We're not doing it for likes. We're not doing this for anything. We're doing this to allow us to improve, but also to share that knowledge with people so they improve safely. They improve their physique as opposed to their numbers. I don't give a shit if there's 1,000 kilos on the bar or 1 kilo on the bar. If you look and you walk around as if you've been pushing 1,000 kilos with one, fucking happy days.
Absolutely.
But if you push that 1,000 kilos and it's 1 and 1 only and you can't do anything ever again, well, that really wasn't worth it, was it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're training for strength, then that, you know, and if that's what you like, then great. But as you say, with the video that we've just, you know, you've got to build up to it. You can't suddenly say try and double the weight you've been using. I mean, you're just asking for trouble. Simple as that.
Absolutely. You've got to treat the weight with respect at the end of the day, because
absolutely right.
You know, you can't just go in. I mean, I say it to everybody when they send me form videos and they're squatting, they're falling over and their hips are coming up and their chest is falling over. I'm like, do you know what? Just take the weight off the bar. Yeah, but I want to improve. You will improve if you take the weight off the bar. Exactly. You have no right pushing that weight yet.
That's right. As you say, you must see it, you know, every single day when you see a video on social media and you think, oh, it's so hard to resist the temptation to make a comment or, you know, but you just don't know how it's going to be taken. You know, you see some you see some decent things, but you see some horrendous stuff, and it's
you know. But I mean, I've worked with so many people that have come, and I can't do it like that. It really hurt. Well, let me have a look how you're doing it. I went, oh, okay. I tell you what, then. How about if we just change? Right. How does that feel? Oh my God. Oh, that's just. But too many people will just continue doing the same thing in the same way and wonder why it's not getting any better.
Yeah.
Just change it. Just change it. It's fine. Little changes. But, you know, and I mean, the thing is, obviously, I've been lucky in as far as whereas I have worked with amputees and limbs and things like that, that I can make the physique work, even if it means they don't have the lower part of the arm. We can still make it work. It's okay. It's fine. You know, but, you know, so many people, just because they think that there are only the basic exercises, that, well, that's it, they're done. No, it's fine. It's fine. We can get around this. But the mindset as well makes such a big difference.
Oh,
such a big difference.
Completely. You've got to be invested in bodybuilding, I think. Mind, body, and soul. You really do. I'm big on hippie woo-woo shit. And I just kind of think, do you know what? If you walk into that gym and you think you're going to have a bad session, guess what? You are going to have a bad session.
Yes.
And you are not going to reach the end of that session thinking, I've bloody smashed my legs today and I've done it well. I've done it efficiently with precision, and my quads are going to hurt tomorrow. Because if you just go in saying, I'm going to hate the squat because I'm not good at it, I hate the bloody leg extension, so I'm not going to do the last few reps to failure, and you're just setting yourself up for a bad day.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, going back to when I went to university, because I was a mature student, I used to go for coffee with all the lecturers, etc. But the head of department, he always used to say that psychology was unexplained physiology. I say it's the other way around. You know, unless, as you say, unless you've got the right mindset, it has no. So I think the mindset can actually alter physiology to a certain degree. You know, but a scientist always thinks of it as, oh, well, you know, psychology is just nonsense. You know, that doesn't come into it at all. I think it's a big bearing on it.
That is 100% factual, 100%. Because I mean, the thing is, I have a lot of clients, and my average is around about 10 to 12 a day.
Yeah.
Right? All abilities, all ages, females, males, super heavyweights, bikinis, everything in between, right? Everything in between. My first thing when I have a client, the very first thing I do is ask them how they are.
Yeah.
How are you today? Right, now, let me choose the words. It's not that I really want to know how their day's been, but the minute their first answer comes out, tells me what sort of session I'm going to have.
Yeah.
If they come in bubbly, they've had a great day, I know I got an easy session here.
Yeah.
They're already up. Brilliant. If they've come in, they've had a shit day, work's been terrible, the traffic's been terrible, the fucking kids, I've lost my job, the missus, the husband, oh God, here we go. Right, okay, come on, up my game. And I got to get them out of that rut. Otherwise, they are, as you say, they are not going to have the session that they deserve.
Yeah.
And the minute I can turn that, it changes everything. Changes everything. Because as I always say, this is 70-30. 30% is physical ability. Body, head, arms, that tick. 70% of what's going on up there.
Yeah.
If this is not tuned in, the rest of it doesn't work. It doesn't matter if it's 1 rep or 1,000 reps. If you are not connected to the job at that time, the job won't be done.
Absolutely. I always say your mind will fail before your body does.
Oh yeah.
100%. 100%. I'm going to sound as if I'm about 300. No. One of my first jobs when I left school was to work in a place not that far from here. It was then it was known as a mental institution.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. People would go there for whatever reason. Some had been there for 50, 60, 70 years, right? But there was one boy there, and his mental capacity was very, very, very low. Arms and legs everywhere. We used to call him, you know, the jalopy, because he'd just come in and he'd be arms everywhere. And he'd constantly be smiling. That's it, just constantly smiling. But my brother was working there at the same time, and he kept on to my brother all the time. So he said, right, come on. And he took him into the rehab, which had the old York multi-gym.
Yes.
And he sat him there on a shoulder press, and he said, stay there till I come back. Smile from year to year.
Oh, bless him. Yeah.
Right? That was 6:15 in the morning, just after breakfast. 1 o'clock, lunchtime comes and goes. My brother's doing a double shift. 6 o'clock, evening meal, comes and goes. 8 o'clock, has anybody seen Adrian? No, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him all day. It's the handover at 10:10 p.m. Nah, he can't be. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Went back. There he is. Same pace. Same smile. Did not move.
Yeah.
Didn't move. 16 hours he was shoulder pressing for.
Unbelievable.
He was told to stay there till I come back.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing he got. And he just stayed there for 16 hours with a smile from year to year, did not move. Same rep range, same pace, same everything.
Brilliant.
So, as you say, mentally, that's all he was told. That's all he could comprehend. He had nothing else to think about. Physically, the body just kept doing it and kept going. You know, so as you say, we're workhorses. We're designed to work.
Yeah.
But people at the moment are enjoying the 1 or 2 reps, half an hour sit and chat on your phone, have a look what's going on through there, another 2 or 3 reps. Sit and chat, get the job done, get out, recover, because you will build and grow from recovery.
Yeah.
Not sitting in the gym talking about what's on social media. Nobody grows from that.
No.
Nobody.
No. Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it, that we can shoot the shit like this. Looking at the time, though, we are coming up on time, and I know that we can just sit here for hours talking about this kind of stuff, because I do absolutely love talking to you guys, and I will definitely have you on again. But before you go, obviously, just tell people where they can follow you, where they can mind you and poke you, and see if they can
poke.
Well, we've both got separate Facebook accounts.
Yeah.
So, but Lisa, but it's spelled Leica.
Yes. Gelsei,
Gelsei. Mike Gelsei. We have joint accounts on Instagram. So it's Mike_Lisa _Gelsei.
I'll get it off Instagram and I'll put it underneath.
But yeah, and then there's GAH Gym. We've got an Instagram, and we've got the Facebook page for that as well. Wonderful. So yeah, there's plenty of spaces.
Plenty of things that you can do.
Yes.
Yeah, but again, even though we're in lockdown, it's not been the best, but it's an exciting time ahead. So we've just agreed to be judges for FitX.
Brilliant.
So that's going to be great. That's quite exciting. It's fresh. You know, there's a fresh enthusiasm from everybody. So that's good. So I'm looking forward to that. You know, so again, but anything regarding judging, anything regarding training, slip us a message. Mike will sort you out.
Wicked.
Yeah. So, honestly, anything. Good.
Brilliant. So guys, thank you so much for your time. Guys and listeners out there, I'll put all of the details underneath in the comment section. So if you do have any questions for Mike or Lisa or myself, as per usual, just slide into the DMs or put the comments underneath, and we are going to get back to you as and when. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share, follow, do all of the bits and bobs so I can carry on doing this amazing Don't Fear the Weight podcast, and I shall catch you on the next episode. Thank you once again. I will see you all soon.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.